we have right now is 8.9 billion people all around the world. And last July 27, 2014, Philippines reached a population of 100 million people. As an article from ABS-CBN News interviewed Commission on Population, it says that the population rise to 109 million by the end of 2019, where 3 babies are getting born in the Philippines in every single minute.
Overpopulation is one of the biggest social issues right now. By just observing our everyday surroundings, we would know that in various aspects, there are visible signs of overpopulation making an effect to our surroundings.
Common issues like poverty, transportation, food, clothing, and land supply are lacking as different controversial issues were given more focus by the media.
An article by Sheila Crisostomo from PhilStar quoted Commission on Population Executive Director Juan Antonio Perez III that the issue serves as an institutional reality check which calls for the involvement of everyone in the society.
Impactful effects in accord to renewable resources go in the U.S. Lack of water. Overpopulation creates greater demand on the world's freshwater supplies.
Some estimate that human demand for fresh water could greatly increase by 70% by the year 2025. This will put people in impoverished areas at great risk since they're already lacking water supply.
Resource consumption.
As the population grows, so too does the amount of resources needed to keep so many people alive. Food, water, and fossil fuels are all being consumed at record rates, placing greater demands on producers and the planet itself.
Increase intensive farming.
As population has grown over the years, farming practices have evolved to produce enough food to feed larger number of people. However, intensive farming methods also cause damage to local ecosystem and the land, which may pose problems in the future.
Faster climate change.
The Philippines tops a list of countries most susceptible to hazards caused by climate change. A think tank cited by the 2019 Global Peace Index notes nearly half of the country's population live in areas highly exposed to climate hazards like drought, tropical cyclones, floods, and tsunamis. Other countries at the top of the list include Japan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, China, Indonesia, India, Vietnam, and Pakistan.
Danger to wildlife.
The effect of overpopulation to the world's wildlife has also been a major issue. As the demand for land grows, so too does the destruction of the forests and the disruption of various species. Some scientists warn that if this continues, more of 50% of species may be on the brink of extinction in the near future. There were also data collected that shows the direct link between the increase of human population and the decrease of the population of various wildlife.
In order to reduce the adverse impacts of overpopulation, mitigation measures such as educating about overpopulation, enacting birth control measures, providing universal access to birth control devices, and family planning must be taken.
In countries like China, the government has put policies in place that regulate the number of children allowed to a couple. And some leaders and environmentalists are suggesting that the United Nations implement a China-like one-child policy globally to help control and reduce overpopulation gradually.
How can we combat overpopulation in our own way? Number 1, provide universal access to safe and effective contraceptive options for both sexes. With 2 in 5 pregnancies reported as mistimed or never wanted, lack of access to good family planning services is among the biggest gaps in assuring that each baby will be wanted and welcomed in advance by its parents. Number 2, eradicate gender bias from law, economic opportunity, health, and culture. Women who can own, inherit, and manage property, divorce, obtain credit, and participate in civic and political affairs on equal terms with men are more likely to postpone childbearing and to have fewer children compared to women who are deprived of these rights. Number 3. Offer age-appropriate sexuality education for all students. Data from the United States indicate that exposure to comprehensive exams that detail puberty, intercourse, options of abstinence and birth control, and respecting the sexual rights and decisions of individuals can help prevent unwanted pregnancies and hence reduce birth rates.
Number 4. End all policies that reward parents financially based on the number of children they have. Governments can preserve and even increase tax and other financial benefits aimed at helping parents by linking these not to the number of children they have, but to parenthood status itself. Number 5. Put prices on environmental costs and impacts. In quantifying the cost of an additional family member by calculating taxes and increased food costs, couples may decide that the cost of having an additional child is too high. Such decisions, freely made by women and couples, can decrease birth rates without any involvement by non-parents in reproduction. Lastly, adjust to an aging population instead of boosting childbearing through government incentives and programs. Population aging must be met with the needed societal adjustments such as increased labor participation or immigration, rather than by offering incentives to women to have more children.
Given that various measures were already out there is also a side that overpopulation is not a bad thing at all. There are researchers saying that population growth will come to an end, as UN forecasted that the 12 billionth baby won't be able to be born at all. As the development of the world rises, it means that there is a higher rate for education. Countries that are currently in debt will soon be able to advance. More people just means that more people will be able to advance our species.